Hello everyone, I'm Amarii and welcome back to episode 2 of Scarlet Hollow. This is a horror visual novel that's insanely well done. I just found out it was a Kickstarter. It is crowdfunded. I found out after I did episode 1. I was so blown away by the theme and the ambience and the story, the artwork of this game, and the music is really nice. So let's go back into the story where we're in our ancestral hometown and discovering some of the mysteries of this old home, this estate that our cousin's living in, and whatever is lurking in the woods. You open your eyes. The sun has risen. The birds are singing. You are still alive, and for now, you are safe. Your gaze wanders across the room to the window and the woods beyond. You wonder if the monsters are lurking there, right now, just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles into your gut, tangling into a knot of anxiety, wriggling as the events of last night play out in your head. You can't help but remember Duke, slumped against a tree, pieces of him scattered across the clearing. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. Hunger pulls you from the clammy depths of the mattress. Oh, let's check in on Dustin. You open the drawers to check in on Dustin. Oh good, he's still here.
Human is back.
Good morning, Dustin. How are you today?
Dustin, feel good. Had productive night.
I see you have bread now.
Yes, Dustin found a bread. Dustin also ate a bug last night. Good night for Dustin.
Have you met Frou Frou?
Monster.
Oh. Can I talk to you about something horrible that happened last night?
Human can always talk to Dustin. What happened?
The woods are full of big scary monsters.
Dustin understand. World is full of big scaries. When Dustin gets scared, Dustin pretend to be dead. Good advice for human, maybe.
Ooh, I should remember that. Can I have my clothes back?
These Dustin clothes now. No give back. Dustin bite if you try to take.
What if I ask nicely, though?
Dustin bite. Dustin have big teeth.
Alright, I guess I can... I'm a weird mystical person. I can wear the same clothes again. You back off before the little opossum can follow through on this threat. You aren't in the mood to catch whatever weird disease opossums in North Carolina might carry.
Good. Dustin do not want to bite, but Dustin will bite.
It was nice to catch up, Dustin. I'll see you around.
Okay.
You gently close the drawer. Poke around the closet again. Great, the doll didn't move during the night. Maybe it isn't haunted after all. Though after everything you went through yesterday, that's hardly a consolation. You turn back to the rest of the room. You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever might be lurking in the garden. For a second, you thought you saw movement. It could have been an animal, it could have been something else. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Maybe you'll head out there and investigate after you finish waking up. Let's text Stella. It's probably a good idea to check in with your new friend. You can't imagine she's holding up very well. Hey, how are you holding up? It might take her a minute to get back to you. In the meantime, get dressed and head down to the kitchen. Time to start your day. You're back in the kitchen. Frou-Frou eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. Her pupils dilate and her tail twitches. I see you are still there. How unfortunate. Excuse me, ma'am. May I pet you? I believe we have been over this. That filthy pair of hands will not befoul my fur. Oh. Have you noticed anything weird around here? We ran into these horrible things in the woods last night and... Silence! Do you know what time it is? Quiet your awful little mouth. Your voice is the only horrible thing I have witnessed as of late. Hey. Did you know the police called me this morning? You've only been here one day and you've already had a run-in with the cops. Oh. The cops don't matter. Something is coming for this town. I need people to start listening to me. Duke and Stella didn't take my intuition seriously last night, and look where that's landed us. I need you to believe me. You don't need to spin me tall tales to wiggle your way out of this. Just be careful and remember that your actions have consequences for the people around you. I don't have the energy to spend this week cleaning up after your messes, so just don't make any extra work for me, okay? Did the cops say anything about Duke? Did they find the body? Body? They didn't say anything about a body, but apparently he never went home last night. And they had quite a few questions about you, HeyAmarii. And before you ask, don't worry, I told them that you're an upstanding citizen. Thanks for having my back. Sure. What else is family for? I got an achievement, that damned smile. Oh man, I want to ask this. Will she get mad? She just smiled at me. Maybe we're becoming friends. What is up with you and Stella? We just have a history, that's all. I don't need to explain myself to you. I'm sorry. Good. That's the smile again. I've got to get to work. But listen, you better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask and we won't have any more problems. Fine. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Your cousin huffily exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in a characteristic creak, then slam of the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Once again, you're the only human in the estate. It seems you have a habit of bad first impressions, no? The cat chuckles mockingly. A text from Stella.
Hey HeyAmarii, thanks for checking in. Hope you're alright. All things considered, I'm doing okay. Not great, but hanging in there. Up most of the night on cryptid forums, but no good answers yet. I'm at the library if you want to join. I have scones.
Oh, I'll be there in a bit. Still waking up. And that's that. Time to start your day. Make more PB&J. Sure, Stella might have scones at the library, but scones are later. PB&J is now. You quickly scrape together the ingredients and gobble up a delicious breakfast. And that's that. Let's investigate the garden. As your eyes wander to the garden door, you shudder, remembering the brief glimpse of something you saw from your upstairs window. It was probably just a raccoon, but the uncertainty of what you saw gnaws at you and compels you to investigate, if only to prove that it was nothing. At the very least, you don't see anything now. Investigate further. You wander farther into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where that thing had been lurking, if indeed there had been a thing to begin with. take it all in. The garden is peaceful, but undeniably eerie. Here, more than anywhere else, you're surrounded by the ghost of what this place used to be. A greenhouse sits in the midst of the overwhelming greenery, unreachable from years of neglect, its glass clouded and cracked. Statues reach out from within seas of weeds as if begging to be rescued. And, most strikingly, behind a pair of rusted metal gates, at the very peak of the mountain sits a graveyard. You can just make out a few of the headstones, the scarlet name carved deep and proud into their faces. You notice what a good view someone would have of your window if they stood where you're standing right now. Check the ground for clues. You crouch down, pushing aside the greenery to examine the soft earth. A boot print, a big boot print, and what looks like some kind of viscera. Your thoughts turn to the specter from the night before. You snap a quick photo just in case it comes in handy later. Ooh, text it to Stella? Yeah. You send the photo to Stella. Look what I found in the garden across from my window. No way that's Tabitha sized. You head back inside. Time to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. Well, we head to town. The walk back to town is much less pleasant today than it was yesterday when you didn't yet know that the woods were full of monsters and strange men who know your name. You stare anxiously into the darkness between the trees, searching for any sign of movement, but the woods are still, at least for now. The autumn-tinged mountains sprawling for miles in every direction now feels less like beautiful scenery and more like the walls of a cage. Your phone buzzes in your pocket.
Geez, that's creepy. All the more reason to come to the library. Look who I found at the library. She said she was up all night thinking about the video. Adding you to the group text. I'm only here because it's quieter than the store, or was, and I'm trying to figure out what that animal could be. I don't buy into this harbinger of doom stuff. We know what animals they are. They're ditchlings, and they are harbingers of doom.
Sounds like they're having fun.
On my way.
Almost back to town. Continue down the path. You make it to town in one piece. No creatures jumped out at you, no scary men blocked your path. The sight of other people is comforting, helping you forget the things you've witnessed, as if they happened to someone else. Oh, hey, Amari. We were just talking about you. I stopped by Sybil's to pick up her new tea blend and, well, you're the biggest thing to come into town since the coal mine. Folks have been absolutely buzzing about you. You went out with Stella last night, right? Did something happen out there? She barely even waved when she walked by. Oh, wow. Do I want to tell you the truth? I want to tell Sybil. Oh, no, she knows the truth. I'm traumatized and not ready to talk about it yet. What happened last night was traumatizing. I don't think I'm ready to talk about it yet. Okay, I get it. Sounds like you've been shaken up pretty bad. I'll tell you what, I'm on break in the next half hour. Why don't you swing by the diner if you want to decompress? Winnie can fix you some of Sybil's new blend. Maybe it'll calm you down a bit. I think you'll like today's mix. It's chaga and lemon balm. Should help ease your stress and tension. And if you feel like talking, I'll be all ears. But no pressure. Anyways, it's up to you. See you around, Amari. See you, Sybil. Take care now, Avery. I see you're a private person. I can respect that. You never know how someone might respond to hearing the truth of what you encountered last night. I'd better get back to it myself. I'm glad I was able to catch you this morning, if only to see how you were holding up. Please don't hesitate to stop by. I can be of any if I can be of any help. We both know that there's something horribly wrong about this place. How can you be so calm? Don't mistake my calm demeanor for complacency. We all have our parts to play in this. I trust that you and Stella have what it takes to get to the bottom of things. I'm so sorry to cut our conversation short, but I've got things that need tending to. Stay safe, Amarii, and God bless. You probably have a bit of time before you're needed at the library. Oh, let's go by the general store. This is your first time seeing the general store in the light of day. A young man sits at the table by the register, too preoccupied with his phone to care that you stepped in. If I want to buy chips or something, do I talk to you or... He sighs. I guess, yeah. Kanika decided to skip work today, so of course whatever plans I had didn't matter. Just take the chips, I don't care. I'm paying for my chips. I insist. I'm not ringing you up. Take him or leave him. Wouldn't that be stealing? If Kanika cares about running this place right, she can hire someone else and let me live my life. She inherited the store, and I don't want to keep getting suckered into working here just because I'm her brother. We make most of our money on bulk orders anyways. A bag of chips doesn't make a difference. I'm not going to steal. Have it your way. Now I'll introduce myself. Hi, I'm Amarii. I just got to town yesterday. Yeah, I know. Mom told me. What's your name? Miles. What you doing on your phone? That's asking too much. See ya, Miles. Miles doesn't respond as you turn and leave the general store. Sure, we can swing by the diner. You head towards the diner. The diner is a little quiet today, but the air is still and heavy with the tantalizing smell of breakfast. Warn the pain. I don't want to cause them mass panic. Talk to HeyAmarii. You slide into the booth across from HeyAmarii. Hey there, stranger. Before you can exchange words, Winnie sidles up, a fresh mug of tea in hand. Heard you might need this. The answer to 29 down is oink, by the way. What? But the clue is pen sound. How is that a sound a pen makes? Wait, pen like pig pen? Are you kidding me? How was I supposed to guess that? I don't know why I even bother with those things. They're just gonna frustrate you. It's just something to do to fill the time, but maybe I should switch to Sudoku. Winnie leaves, HeyAmarii contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to her seat behind the counter. So, thanks for telling me about last night. If you want to really get into the grisly details, you can tell me. I didn't tell him about last night. I won't judge. Let's try your tea. You take a gentle sip of your tea. Sybil was right. You can already feel it begin to ease some of the strain and tension from last night's events. Whoa, not a lot of folk take to a chaga so quickly. It's a fungus that grows in birch trees around here. It's supposed to be super healthy, but it definitely makes for a challenging drink. Color me impressed. What if you don't believe me about last night? I could tell you about last night, but what if you don't believe me? I'm not here to judge, I'm here to listen. I don't know who to trust. I'm just going by the mystical thing and telling people that would listen. I don't know. I feel like that would be... Yeah, let's tell HeyAmarii about last night. You spill the beans. Glad to have someone to talk about the horrors you've witnessed. Whoa, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seems distant. Monsters in the woods. I may not have lived here long, but I never heard of anything like that happening around these parts. I can't say I like the thought of it. Now that I think about it, when the cops came in for their morning coffee, they mentioned something about going out to the woods to look for someone. Must have been Duke. They seemed so disconnected from it. I figured it couldn't be very serious, but wow. They seem weirdly suspicious of me. I don't get it. They saw Stella's footage. They saw what happened out there. But it feels like so far all they've done is hound me. Hey, I don't know if it'd help your anxiety, but even if they think you did something, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't bother going after you. Those cops come in here every day, and I feel like I know them pretty well by now. And let me tell you, they have no follow-through. I can't tell you the number of complaints they've just dropped after a day or two. And I'll vouch for you if they try anything. Do you regret moving here? I don't think I have the choice to have second thoughts. I'm not going anywhere without Aunt Winnie. There's no way she's leaving this place. I hadn't pegged you as a transplant. Where are you from? Moved here from Charlotte. Gosh, 3 years ago now? Maybe a little more. I've lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job. And who was I to pass that sort of generosity? To be honest, it still feels like I just moved in. Practically everyone, apart from the Cole folk, grew up in this town, so it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Don't get me wrong, folk here are plenty polite and friendly, but there's a shared history I'll never be a part of. Why did you leave Charlotte? If you don't mind me asking. Nah, it's cool. I was having some issues with my folks about my education, which, wasn't great. Especially since I was still stuck under their roof. When my aunt heard about it, she offered me a job and a place to stay. And the rest is history. I get it. I felt out of place the whole time I've been here. Folk on the whole have been plenty friendly, but life here is so different than what I'm used to. It's hard to explain, but I just don't feel like I belong. Exactly. There are worse ways to be, but I'm not sure I'll ever entirely feel like I belong here. Let me know if you happen across any leads. We're on the case, but I hardly know where to start. Let me know if you hear anything. Definitely. Aw man, it looks like my shift is starting. Hopefully the Chaga's had a chance to start working its magic. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what's going on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. HeyAmarii slips out of the booth, giving a friendly half-wave before disappearing into the back. You leave the diner, ready to continue your day. Head to the library. You enter the former town hall. What once must have been the stately foyer has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas.
Oh hey, you made it!
Settle in with Stella and Kanika. You head over to Stella and Kanika's table and settle in.
You made it! Glad you could join us. I agree wholeheartedly with Stella. I'm elated that you're back. Did you send my regards to that foul feline?
Sorry, Gretchen. I didn't get the chance. Sorry, Gretchen, I didn't get the chance to tell Frou-Frou about last night. A slight misfortune, but entirely washed away by the joy of your renewed company. Did you just try and talk to Gretchen about Tabitha's cat? It's not the first time. She talked to Gretchen yesterday and said some wildly insightful stuff. If I didn't know any better, I'd say she can actually talk to animals. One paranormal mystery at a time, please. Morning, HeyAmarii, you look tired. My goodness, whatever happened to common decency? You can't go around telling someone they look unwell. You look marvelous, HeyAmarii. Oh gosh, do I snitch on Miles? Yeah, the estate isn't the easiest place to get a good 8 hours. I never realized houses could get so windy. And all those dreadful creatures in every nook and corner. It is a wonder you got even a wink. I can only imagine that place was already falling apart the last time I was there, and it's been years. I can't believe it hasn't been condemned. Not that there's anyone here to do the condemning. Anyway, I guess we should get started. Oh, before I forget, we've got to talk about that photo you sent me this morning. Kanika, check this out. HeyAmarii found it in Tabby's garden this morning, right in line of sight of her room. What in the world is that liquid around it? It looks like pus. The opossum that lives in my dresser says that 2 people live at the estate. I thought he might not have realized Perlane died, but I wonder if this is who he was talking about. Tell Stella that I was the one that broke Mr. Jingles. Maybe then she'll finally understand the connection that you and I share. Kanika and Stella silently glare at each other. Gretchen wanted me to let you know that she was the one who broke Mr. Jingles. Oh my god! You can actually talk to animals, can't you? What? Mr. Jingles was the name I had for that little snake toy Gretchen had as a pup, which she broke. I kept asking who broke Mr. Jingles, like I didn't know it was her. Is this going to be a recurring bit? I might as well play along. I can't say I'm thrilled at the thought of someone watching my room. No kidding. Maybe you'll be safer if you don't stay at the estate. Do you think it could be that creep we saw outside the general store last night? He knew your name, and those boot prints match up with the mining getup. Whoa, apparently I missed a lot last night, huh? You're not talking about Wayne, are you? That guy keeps coming into my mom's tea room. I think there's something really wrong with him. Yeah, we are. I wonder if there's any connection between that guy and what happened in the woods last night. Like what? I mean, I don't have anything specific, but we have that whole prophecy of impending doom angle to explore, and this photo is weird. I can't stop thinking about those splatters on the ground. If this whoever left those footprints is sick, maybe it's from the creatures you encountered. Hey there, strangers. And literal stranger. Introduce yourself. Hey, I'm HeyAmarii, Tabitha's cousin. I'm in town for the funeral. Oh, I should have known you were Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well, I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance is, strong. I'm Oscar Gutierrez, Chief Librarian and, only librarian. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, and I'm a little jealous of what the kid around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple of shelves of boring book donations by old people. You're all too kind. But speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. You know the crowd she hangs out around with? They're good kids at heart. I'm sure
sure... What's wrong with me today? I'm sure they're just up at the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled.
What's the old Maxwell place?
Ugh. It's a great old abandoned spot. We used to hang out there when we were teens.
I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. Oh, I don't want to say this in front of him. He's gonna think I'm crazy. I'm gonna say nothing. I don't know this guy. I don't want to say she's fine. Deep down inside, I know that she's not fine. Say nothing. You say nothing and let the others talk. You might not want to let her run off like that anymore. Though, it's not as safe as it usually is around here. Is that so?
Kanika's right. There's some weird stuff going on in the woods. That's actually why we came in today. Have you heard of creatures called ditchlings? They're a type of cryptid that shows up around places in the brink of disaster. They kind of look like if the Pillsbury Doughboy was a creepypasta. Kanika's mom told us about them last night after seeing some footage we got in the woods.
Ditchlings? Doesn't ring a bell.
Dang, worth a shot. Okay, if you were, say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking?
Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try and figure out what sort of disasters this region typically falls prey to. Should I be worried about something?
I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna go nab some more books. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen.
Oh, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old gal.
Well, ain't you the sweetest thing on two legs?
Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in the woods. If I were you, I would keep my loved ones close in the coming days. Weird mystical stuff, I'm saying. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. I'm sure she's fine. Really. Don't mind Amarii, she's been hanging out with Stella too much. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble, and we'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Thanks, Kanika. And Amarii, if you see a 13-year-old girl with a black braid and glasses, would you let her know her dad is worried about her? Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand.
Got him! Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books.
Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair.
All right. This is going to be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Got our snacks, got our source documents. Let's get this research party started.
Reading awaits. Flip through Veins of Scarlet, a history of the Scarlet Hollow coal mines. Forced into retirement at age 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by his short stint serving as a captain of the Confederacy, Silas Scarlet also lost his eldest two sons in that bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet Estate that was, until 1895, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region. Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the death of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. The casualties included Andrew Jackson Scarlet's son, Theodore, his brother Enoch V. Scarlet, who had taken over for their aging father during the bustle of the war, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. Flip through the Silas Scarlet, soldier, woodsman, leader. Silas Everett Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of 12 siblings. He grew up in eastern North Carolina during a tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the Army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks, in part due to his father's connections, but also due to a particular ruthlessness for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet. The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War, and he settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. But it started as a simple log cabin, built by Silas's own 2 hands, occupied by his family of 10, Silas, his wife Mary Joseph Scarlet, and their 8 children. Logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hills, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put on the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. Thus, he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. You're finished with this one. Flip through Appalachian Folk Monsters. A few entries catch your eye. Wampus Cat, a large cat-like creature with a loud howling voice, often said to sound like a woman crying out in pain. Often linked to Cherokee legends, some cite the Wampus Cat as originating with the story of a woman who sought vengeance against a monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down and by wearing a bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of the region from its evil. Others say the creature comes from the story of a woman who wore the pelt of a wild cat to witness forbidden hunting rites. The hunters of her village gathered to perform the rites, and she watched in secret from underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into a creature that was neither human nor cat, forced to wander the wilderness alone, feared by all. Frou-frou? Don't tell me this is frou-frou. Her calls are those of great sadness and serve as a warning to anyone who dares go against tradition. Tommyknockers, enigmatic cave-dwelling creatures primarily known for causing mischief. Tommyknockers originated in Cornish mythology, spread to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers to the supports of mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to still be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are the spirits of dead miners forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. Explore Tailipo, a small creature with a long tail and wide yellow eyes. There was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both their stomachs empty, the hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Some small creature had gotten into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he'd drawn his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. but it was quick and ran back through the hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail shot off by the hunter's rifle. "Guess this'll have to do," he said to his dog and threw the tail in a pot to cook a soup. He and his dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled into bed, satisfied, and his dog curled up at his feet. He woke up to the sound of long nails scrabbling across wood. His dog was nowhere in sight, only a rumpled spot on the covers where he'd been. And in the gloom, he saw two big, yellow eyes staring right at him. "I want my taily-po." Oh, it's high.
I want my taily-po.
A high, hoarse voice croaked from the darkness.
Go away!
He screamed at the thing. But it stepped closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across hardwood accompanying its movements.
I want my taily-po,
the creature growled again. "I'll get my dog after you," the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear. But there was no dog to be seen.
I want my taily-po!
Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretched out towards the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning, all that remained of the hunter, his dog, and his cabin was a chimney, standing alone in the woods. You're done here. You close the book and put it back. I think I'm all done. Let's check in.
All right, if we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here, but not nuclear incidents. Look like our state has a history with those. What about y'all? Find anything?
Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Stella quickly slams her book shut.
Oh, hey, Pixel.
You might want to close your book. He loves to rip any paper he can find. Pixel, my dear, it's been too long. How have you been?
Hungry. Did Stella bring the good stuff? Don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats. Oh yeah, snack time. Crunch, mom.
Sorry if Pickles... all these voices, man. Hold on, I need water. Sorry if Pixel's bothering y'all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. He can't stand the thought that people might be paying attention to anything that isn't him. Hey Pixel, what do you think about the monsters we saw in the woods?
I'm an indoor cat. I don't know nothing about no woods. I just hang out in the library, especially now that our house got haunted.
Pixel says your house is haunted? Wait, your house is haunted? What? Hey, how did you know? What? I don't know, I just got that vibe. We've, been living in the library for a little bit.
It's been great. Way more snacks, way more scritches. Except sometimes there are too much scritches.
Hold up, what kind of haunting are we talking about here?
Unexplained noises, objects appearing in strange and unfamiliar places?
Oh, Oscar, don't get our hopes up like that. Oh, nothing like that, sorry. The floor in my bedroom just keeps seeping blood, and I've seen a strange figure in the hallway a couple of times. What? He said that so casually.
Wait, you've seen a full-body apparition? Can I see it?
Stella, it's probably just a dirty pipe or something.
But what if it's a ghost?
I believe him. I can practically feel the haunting as we speak. Well, we do live in the annex behind the building. Y'all are more than welcome to check it out. Maybe tomorrow night?
Yes, we'll be there.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot. That sounds like a fun way to spend an evening. Can't wait to get spooked by some creaky pipes. Leave Pixel be. You decide to leave Pixel be. The cat curls up on the table, fast asleep. Alright, I better get back to shelving. Let me know if you all need anything. Any luck with Rosalina? Not yet. I knew a teen would be a handful, but I didn't think it'd happen overnight. I'll probably head out once you're all done and check in on her usual haunts. Stella, what was that you were saying about nuclear incidents? You were talking about that Goldsboro thing, right?
Yeah. Apparently in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up midair and dropped a couple of bombs.
Fascinating bit of history there. The first of the two bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch which failed to trigger on the descent.
And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered.
Right, it's conventional explosive disintegration in midair. But most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. I'm so sorry, did you say they buried it? Do y'all need something dug up? Because if so, I'm your gal. If the bomb is somewhere else, why would there be so many ditchlings here? Oh god, is this like foreshadowing? Yeah, Goldsboro is almost 400 miles from here. Not that we should be looking too hard at the disaster angle. Whatever those creatures are, they're biological. Look, you never know with radiation. We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you. It doesn't make any monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up. I've missed this. Do you think there's a cult here? You lean in and quietly whisper to Stella and Kanika. Do you guys think there's like a cult here? Ooh. Those cops were awfully suspicious. I mean, they didn't want to recover the body. That just seems kind of pressing. Almost like they're trying to cover something up. Wait, let me think about that last night. They didn't want to get it because they couldn't spare the manpower, right? But why would they recover someone that they've heard from two other people that are in trouble? They could save him, or that would be their job. So yeah, I'm a little bit suspicious. Those cops were awfully suspicious last night. Really weird combination of being dismissive and trying to pin things on me. I don't know, it just feels like a cover-up.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I'm not sure they really have it in them to be part of a cult.
Definitely. I don't think they're capable of putting in the effort. Okay, fine. Okay, let's talk about Veins of Scarlet. So, about the coal mines here. Kanika visibly shudders. I get cold sweats just thinking about being in a place like that. I feel for the guys who worked up there, I could never.
Speak for yourself. I love a good crevice.
What happened after the mine collapsed? The book just kind of glosses over that. There was a union for a little bit, but it didn't last. There's not a whole lot written about the past century here.
Yeah, the Scarlet Hollow mine isn't exactly the most ethically run business. No offense or anything, I'm sure Tabby runs the mines better than Charles Shaw did.
Still hasn't let the union in, though. There's a reason she and I don't talk. We invest in mine collapse for a quorum. A union? Oh, no. Well, duh. A union-busting mine collapsed from poor working conditions? Color me shocked.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
That's what the sculpture out front is for, commemorating all the men and children who died that day. Every kid in Scarlet Hollow learns about the collapse of 1918. Our teachers love to emphasize how many children they had working down there, probably to try and show us how good we have it or whatever. Low bar, if you ask me.
You know, that could be what the ditchlings are warning us about. Another collapse. Writing it down on the list of potential disasters.
Yeesh, Stella, that's morbid. And besides, it was our Charles Shaw's fault. The labor market is way more strict now. There's no way you could get away with the kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. Y'all don't actually think the mine is about to collapse, right? Nah, I don't think so. Phew, had me worried there for a second. I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is safer now than it was back then. Still, what a horrible thought.
You never know.
You guys really seem to have a bone to pick with Charles Shaw. That's what happens when someone directly causes a monumental disaster, especially in a small town like this. People tend to spit when they hear your name.
He got run out of town on a rail, you know. And that's not a figure of speech. Back then, they actually tied you to a rail and ran you out of town.
There's a big mural of it on the far wall. He got off easy, if you ask me. I'm not sure I agree with the collapse angle, but the mines seem important. The whole town is built around them.
Yeah, that's fair. They're bound to be relevant in some way.
Hard to argue against that, but that doesn't really give us much to go on. And just because something seems obvious doesn't necessarily mean it's right or relevant. Talk about Silas Scarlet. Rich guy in the South? I should have known it wouldn't be pretty. Yeesh, I figured old money from the South wouldn't be great, but he, sure did some things to get where he was, huh? That book is a perfect example of why you should use multiple sources for your research instead of trusting the first book you read on a subject. Yep, dude was a monster. The mines made a lot of money during the Civil War, too, and you can probably guess which side a North Carolina business owner would be working for.
Sorry you're related to him.
I don't think that. It seems... Okay, he seems like a terrible person, but I don't see what that has to do with bad omens or creatures in the woods. I agree. We're talking about ancient history here.
Yeah, we probably have better leads.
It never hurts to have historical context. That's true. Talk about Appalachian folk monsters. Wampus cats kinda sound like they could be mountain lions. Voice like a woman crying out somewhere between person size and cat size. Definitely, they are 100% mountain lions.
Kanika, you should know there are no mountain lions up here. I thought you were supposed to be a skeptic.
Oh, Stella, one of these days you'll trust us. But the myths are old, right? Mountain lions didn't go extinct in the Appalachians that long ago. Those legends must have died up, just haven't died off yet. Almost every cryptid can be tracked down to either a hoax or something getting confused about a perfectly normal animal. Seems sometimes both. Bigfoot, for instance, started as a prank, then folks saw bears walking around on their hind legs and got freaked out. Now here we are.
You'll eat those words when I get the first clear footage of a Bigfoot.
If you manage that, I'll print out a piece of paper that says Bigfoot isn't real and literally eat it. I promise.
I'm holding you to it.
Do you think ditchlings are Tommyknockers? What with the whole warning thing?
Good thought. But Tommyknockers live in mines. That's like their whole thing. I'm gonna write it down though.
Tommyknockers are literally just a sound that happen when a bunch of rocks and wood are about to collapse.
Are they? Or are they the sound of mysterious creatures pounding on the rocks and support beams with hammer to cause a collapse? There's simply no way to know.
My mom used to tell me about the Talipo story. I'd totally forgotten about it. My mom used to tell me that Talipo story back when I was little. Can't believe I forgot that one. It scared me so bad. I didn't eat soup for years. I thought a monster might try and dig it out of my stomach if I did. I love that one. There's this old chimney in the woods that I used to think was the chimney from Talipo, the one that was left after the thing did whatever it did. Now, I know that's just because chimneys don't burn down and wooden houses. Oh, now I know. And wooden houses do.
That doesn't mean it's not the chimney from Talipo. I've camped out there a couple of times and seen some pretty spooky stuff.
Yeah, I watched that video. You saw raccoons. You're gonna get rabies one of these days chasing after wildlife like that.
What can I say? I like to live on the edge.
Let's move on. Do you think Wayne factors into any of this? I honestly wouldn't be too shocked. There's something seriously wrong with him, like, I can viscerally feel it in my guts. Maybe he's sick. Maybe that has something to do with what you saw in the woods. I don't know.
I'd buy it.
What do you all think?
There's an awful lot of mine-related stuff in my notes. Maybe that should be our next stop. We can poke around, find out if anyone's seen anything weird.
Just to clarify, you're suggesting we go to question some of the miners, right? We are not poking around unprepared in the actual mines, right? Right?
Yeah, totally. 100% I would never. We don't even have a good reason to go down there.
Good, let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about mines.
I promise, Neeks. We're just going to question some of the miners. And if that questioning gives us a reason to poke around, say a cool abandoned coal mine, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
You can cross that bridge when you come to it. I'm not going underground.
I'm just messing with you. We'll stick to the surface.
Okay, good. And hopefully we can find out what happened to Wayne while we're at it. Maybe Tabitha can help us out? Ha! No, I don't think she'd be super jazzed to see any of us snooping around the mines. I can't imagine what she'd do if we actually bothered her while she's trying to run the place.
She does get a little grumpy when she's at work.
She gets grumpier at work. I'm pretty sure snark is at girl's baseline level of existence. Chatting over dinner might be a better way to get to know her. If you're okay eating boxed mac and cheese.
We can sneak around the mines, no problem. I'll make sure to keep my eyes peeled for her. She won't even know we're there. Look at us going out on a caper together. I miss this.
I missed it too. I mean, sure, it's not under the best circumstances, but I've been so wrapped up in running the store, I didn't realize how much I missed being able to hang out with you. Though, there is something missing.
Reese.
I really miss that dude. I can't believe how long it's been since we've seen each other. You seen him lately?
No, I've tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick.
I didn't realize it was getting so bad. That poor guy.
You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. He seemed excited to meet HeyAmarii. Maybe we'll finally get him to leave his little cave.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's roll out. See, Oscar. We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina.
Thanks, guys. I'll keep you all posted. Reese's home stands at the edge of the forest wall, an isolated buffer cushioning the rest of the town from an unending wilderness.
Reese, it's Stella. I brought some buddies too.
Shh! Not so loud, he's sleeping. Can I help you with something? The woman in the doorway stares directly in your eyes. You can practically feel her simmering irritation wash over you.
Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out. Nothing strenuous, we promise.
I'm not gonna wake him. If he's sleeping, he probably needs it. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyways.
Oh no, poor Reese. It's been so long since either of us had gotten the chance to hang out with him. I'm sure he and Amari would get along super well too. Hi, I'm Amari, Vivian's kid.
I know who you are. The way she avoids looking at you as she speaks makes you feel like you've done something wrong, even though you're pretty sure you've done nothing at all. Reese's mom turns back to the house, sighing. Sorry, I know that was a little rude. I just want to hang out with Reese. Oh, you just want to hang out with Reese, and he misses both of you too. She sighs again, as if deciding whether to finish her thought. He's usually feeling his best around mid-afternoon. Why don't you come over tomorrow morning? We can have some supper and y'all can hang out for a bit. I don't promise that he'll be perky, but I'm sure it'll brighten his spirits to see you two again. And I suppose you can come too, Amari.
That would be great. I can bring a side dish, maybe deviled eggs. Does he still eat those?
No, eggs are a little much for him. They don't settle well. You can leave the cooking to me. I know what he can handle.
Okay, I'll bring soda then.
That's not... Okay, yes, fine. You can bring soda. Nothing with caffeine. Ginger ale, preferably. Oh, and leave the dog at home.
She might cheer him up. You know, they have those therapy dogs in hospital.
No dogs.
Why, I never. The absolute gall. Thank you so much, Dr. Kelly. We'll stop bothering you now. See you later.
Dr. Kelly nods in acknowledgement and quickly shuts the door. The sound of several locks clicking into place can be heard from within. God, that woman makes me so nervous.
I remember she used to be so nice and carefree when we were kids. She always had the best stickers when we had our shots. Maybe she's just stressed about Reese.
Or maybe she's just nice to kids.
Either way, I guess it's just the three of us. You gonna drive?
Yeah, sorry. I don't like the thought of going up there without the van.
Cool, I'll take my shortcut then. It shouldn't take long for me to get there.
You're welcome to tag along, Amari.
Don't worry, I won't be offended if you'd rather ride with Kanika. I'm sure you're probably sick of the woods.
Either way works for me. Oh, God. I should walk with Stella. She's walking through the woods. She shouldn't be alone. She has Gretchen. I like Gretchen, but I need to know. Alright, Stella, what's actually up with you in cars? The mines have got to be a ways off, right?
Don't
worry about it, Amari. There's a lot of junk in the back of my van. It gets a little tight with more than 2 people. Oh, I want to ride in the van, but I don't want to leave Stella alone. But I want to get to know Kanika. If I leave you with Gretchen, are you going to be okay? You're going to be okay. You guys have walked these woods many times. And it's still daylight. Ride with Kanika. Oh, but Gretchen. I swear you better not. No, I have to walk with Stella. I have to protect Gretchen. I'll walk with Stella. I'll walk with Stella. We'll meet you there. The woods are calm and serene compared to last night, though you can't help but get the feeling that danger lurks just beyond the trees.
Hey, thanks for coming along with us, with Gretchen and me, I mean. I hope I haven't seemed too cold about everything that happened last night. The truth is that I'm barely keeping myself together. I just don't know how to let it all out. Duke died out there last night. I can't stop thinking that it might have been my fault. only I'd dive for that flashlight. If only I didn't drag you along into the woods. If only I'd listened to you when you wanted to leave. I'm sorry. Stella, whatever happened last night, you did nothing wrong. I just wish she could understand that. She's such a good girl.
Stella pauses, searching for what to say.
It's like there's this guilt boiling under my skin. But the only way I can process what happened is by turning off the part of me that feels things. When I'm around other people, it's like I think of Duke dying as just a thing that happened. Like it's part of another video. Because if I actually admit to other people that I feel something, then I'd have to admit to myself that what happened is my fault.
Of course it's not your fault.
It's Gretchen's fault.
No, it's nobody's fault. You and Gretchen have gone into the woods at night dozens of times by yourself, and nothing like this has happened before. How could you have known?
Thanks, Amarii. I think I needed to hear that.
The conversation comes to a dramatic halt, with you, Stella, and Gretchen all whirling around to face the source of the sound.
A bird! Let me at it. I can get it. Back off, dog. This is my stick. Whoa, calm down, girl. It's just a bird. The same probably goes for the two of us. I guess we're all a little on edge. Let's hurry to the mines. It shouldn't be much farther.
Kanika casually leans against her van as you and Stella emerge from the woods.
Hey.
Y'all have a good walk?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, not that you're missing out or anything.
You didn't run into any of those creatures, did you?
Nope.
That makes sense. They're probably nocturnal. I don't know if I should feel relieved or disappointed. But we're all here. What's the plan?
I guess we just go talk to people.
I guess so.
I should probably be on lookout duty. I'm a bit of a persona non grata in the mines.
Tabitha?
Yeah, I might have tried sneaking into to talk to her a time or two too many. And Gretchen makes it extra hard to be sneaky. What can I say? I thrive in the limelight.
We're probably less likely to get caught if only one of us is snooping around down there. If Stella is on lookout duty and one of us is going in, what's the third person doing? You know those cheesy rom-coms where someone wears an earpiece on the first date?
Whoa, do you have that kind of surveillance rig in the back of your van that I didn't know about?
What? No. I have a pair of earbuds with a really good mic. Could just do a group call. I take it I'm the one going in? I take it I'm the one of us you're talking about. Tabitha and I aren't exactly friends, and pretty much all of the miners shop at the general store. I don't want to make folks uncomfortable, you know?
It's probably for the best, Amarii.
You're good, Kanika. I've got this. You'll do great. Here's those earbuds I mentioned earlier. Kanika hands you a pair of earbuds. We can feed you questions if you get stuck, and Stella can give you a heads up if Tabitha's headed your way.
Dang, I've missed doing this sort of thing with you. You're so thorough.
Aw, thanks.
I do my best. I guess we should part ways and start the call? Yeah?
Stella and Kanika break off, leaving you alone at the entrance to the mines. Your phone buzzes.
Hey! Can you hear us?
Oh, can you hear us? Try saying something. You're loud and clear.
Cool. Same goes for you.
Nothing to do now, but enter the worksite. Enter. You pass through the unlocked fence and enter the property of the Scarlet Hollow. I'm in. All right, Morpheus, good to know. I should go straight to my cousin first. I don't want to... Wait, no. Approach the nearest group of miners. You approach the nearest group of miners, a blonde woman, a broad-shouldered man, and an old-timer. These uniforms identify them as Harrison, Davies, and Zax. Got a reason to be bothering us? Do you know anything about a guy named Wayne? Yeah, we know him. He was such a cut-up. Miss that dude. What happened to him? The miners shift for a moment, uncomfortably glancing at one another. Isn't that guy y'all said was, he's gone. It's all that matters. Press them. What happened to him? What are you, some sort of cop? Just tell me what happened. Fuck off. Hey, Zax, come on, man. No, I've been here decades longer than you and I know bait when I see it. Let's get out of here. Our shift's about to start anyways. Sorry. The miners pack up their things and leave. I'll go to the main office now and find my cousin. Get over to the main office and try to talk to Tabitha. Before you can reach Tabitha's office, you're struck by an intense feeling. You recognize the hollow terror as the same thing you felt last night when you set eyes on that awful man in the miner's jacket. You shouldn't be up here. It's dangerous. What are you? Flesh and blood. Much like yourself. You don't have to be afraid of me. Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask. Before you can say another word, the figure is gone. HeyAmarii, you still there? I've been getting static from you. Oh, don't mind me. Our new friend just dropped by to say hello. Whoa. I thought I saw you talking to someone down there. You okay? Whatever he is, I don't think he's human. I hate to say it, but with how the call went to static, what if he's ghost? Like, actually a ghost? You hate to say it? Stella, I don't think anything would make you happier than Wayne being a ghost. Also, ghosts aren't real. Hey now, just because I want ghosts to be real doesn't mean I want this ghost harassing HeyAmarii. He told me to stay away. He told me to stay at the estate for the rest of the week. I wonder why. That I'd be safe there. Why would he tell me that? What the hell is that supposed to mean? He must have been threatening you, right? The plot thickens. I need to talk to Tabitha about this. She deserves to know that creep is lurking around the mines. Totally get that. If you're sure, tipping her off might make it hard to talk to anyone else. No, you're right. I'm gonna talk to more miners. Hey there, can we help you with something? Do any of you know a man named Wayne? Wayne? Do you mean Sam Wayne? What are you asking about him for? Wait, have you seen him? I saw him just now. He muttered some creepy stuff to me and disappeared. I knew it! He probably just got back to camp after whatever he went off to do. Hold on a tick, creepy isn't exactly your MO. You know that, Isaacs. How do you know it was Sam Wayne? I don't recall seeing your face around here before. The name on his jacket, just like yours. Wayne, just like yours says Smith. So do all of our jackets, but if I switch with Isaac's, that doesn't make me Isaac. No, it's gotta be him. There's no way he's dead. You really think he's running around town creeping on strangers and ignoring his friends and coworkers? Seems more likely to me that someone took care of him, so to speak, and is running around in his clothes. The miners stand in silence for a moment, considering what they've just heard. That's not possible. That's ridiculous. This is messed up. But who'd do something like that? I don't know. Why don't you ask his girlfriend? Yikes, do you think? No way. Just saying, he wasn't exactly the first fella to fall for her charms. Lots of heartbreak in that woman's history. Lots of jilted ex-lovers, if you catch my drift.
Dang, what are they talking about?
I told him not to get involved with her. I told him. Who was Wayne seeing? Whoa now. If you don't know, there's no way I'm poking that wasp's nest. Forget we've said anything. Yeah, I don't want to be the next on the chopping block. Press them. Come on, don't dangle something like that. Look, I just don't want to cause any trouble. Enough people are losing their jobs as it is. I've got mouths to feed. Losing their jobs and Sam Wayne's case disappearing. We've already said too much. Come on, boys. Should we check in?
Just as a heads up, the only group I see out there is pretty close to the main office. Might still be worth talking to them, but I don't know if I can give you all that much of a warning if Tabitha comes out.
Oh. Tabitha's gonna catch me. And then she's gonna hate me. I don't want my cousin to hate me. I should talk to Tabitha. I've got some information. We need to talk to Tabitha about this stuff. I'm gonna go find Tabitha. I need to talk to her about this stuff.
Good luck. I've got my eyes peeled.
You make your way to the trailer in the middle of camp. Tell Stella and Kanika you're about to hang up. Hey guys, I'm gonna hang up real quick. I don't want Tabitha to think I'm spying on her. You disconnect from the call before opening the door. You enter Tabitha's trailer and find her sitting at her desk, her head buried in her hands. What are you doing here? I can just leave if you want. No, you're already here. Might as well tell me what's so important. Who's Wayne? He keeps following me. Tabitha sighs. I don't know who you think has been following you, but it's not him. If you're going around asking questions about Sam Wayne, you're probably going to hear some rumors. I'm sorry I said that. I didn't know him last night. You caught me off guard and I didn't know what to say. Sam was friendly with me. He came around the estate a few times and a lot of the workers here just can't seem to get over it. Oh, he was seeing you! He disappeared, and despite what a lot of people seem to be insinuating, I don't know what happened to him. I don't even know if he's alive. Whatever, it's fine. I know it's easy to blame the mean boss for that sort of thing. But I digress. If someone's following you, you should just stay at the estate where it's safe. Funny, he told me the same thing a minute ago. That I should stay at the estate where it's safe. I have no idea what to make of that. Look, if it'll make you feel better, I can ask some of my men about him. I doubt much will come of it though. Not many employees want to get caught tattling on their boss. Ditchlings. There are monsters in the wood, Tabitha. I know it's hard to take this seriously, but we caught them on camera, and there is supposedly a portent of doom for their town. I'm not asking you to believe me, but I'm asking you to take me seriously. I don't know anything about monsters in the woods, but if there's some kind of doom coming for this town, it'll be because I'm not able to do my job. Coal is a tough industry, Amarii, and I'm sure you know, the seams in these hills aren't exactly untapped either. The mine has been operating for almost 200 years. It'll run dry at some point, maybe even in my lifetime, but I'll do whatever I have if it means this place lasts just a little longer. Over 100 people work for me, and for each of those people, this is it. This is the best job they're ever going to get. I don't like doing layoffs. I don't like doing cuts. I don't like seeing my childhood home crumble around me. But every day I get up and do what needs to be done to save this town from ruin. Not that I believe anything when it comes to Stella and monsters, but who cares if you two saw a harbinger of doom? I see that every day. Alright, leave it at that.
Look, I'm kind of swamped right now. I was actually getting ready for a big meeting when you walked in. But if you want, you can just wait here for an hour or so and I can swing back when I'm done and pick you up. Just don't go around bothering my men. Don't move a muscle. Don't so much as make eye contact with them. They're supposed to be working. I'll see you then.
Tabitha leaves the room. As soon as she's gone, you place Kanika's earbuds back in your ears and redial the group.
Hey, is everything good?
No, I don't want to ask them. Tabitha told me not to. One of the things, I don't want to piss off my cousin. I feel like my cousin's actually a good person. I don't want to piss her off. So she told me not to bother her men that are working because they're doing dangerous work. I'm not going to bother them. Tabitha was actually really helpful. Let's meet back up.
Really? That's incredibly surprising.
No use sticking around here. Head back outside to regroup with Stella and Kanika. As you leave Tabitha's office, you take a moment to get your bearings, only to be interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over a crest of a hill.
Hey, I think I saw Rosalina.
Wait, really? What is she doing here? We should call Oscar.
Let's handle that after we catch up with her.
What? You rush over the hill and get your bearings, the sound of active mining fading into the distance. Rosalina is nowhere to be found, but dusty footprints point towards a nearby mine. Something about the mine feels wrong, as though cold anger lies buried inside, sucking the life from the surrounding hills. This is the site of a mass grave. She didn't.
I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days.
But the Shaw mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed over 100 people? And here I thought Stella was going to be the one to drag me into an abandoned coal mine. Hey, remember all those bad feelings I got last night? This place feels straight up cursed.
I mean, like Kanika said, a lot of people died down there. There's a lot of spooky history to this place. For all we know, maybe all the death left some kind of mark down there.
Okay, just because a bunch of people died in there, it doesn't mean it's cursed. Come on, I'm not about to let Rosalina get hurt in there. Even if it means I have to go underground.
Whoa, you sure, Neeks? Amarii and I can handle this on our own.
Yeah, I'm sure. As much as I hate confined spaces, I hate the thought of other people getting trapped down there even more. Shit, someone's gonna die. Stella and Kanika disappear into the mines. Before you follow, you briefly wonder if you should let Tabitha know about this. I'm going to save. I am gonna call her. You pull your phone and dial your cousin. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. I figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Whatever, I'll head over as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, alright? God, I don't even know I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. I called you as a courtesy, but I'm not gonna wait around for you. I swear to God. I'm sorry, but my mind's made up. You hang up the call. Follow Kanika and Stella into the mine. You take a deep breath and follow your new friends into the mine. The inside of the mine is warmer than you expected. The air thick and wet. The ceiling hangs much lower than you are tall, forcing you and your companions to hunch over, your legs bent in a painful squat as you begin to navigate its maze of corridors.
Hey, you made it!
I told you she would. For a second there, Kanika thought you were making a beeline for Tabby. Actually, I kind of did. I called her before coming in. What? You didn't. I was hoping we'd be able to get Rosalina out here without anyone calling the cops on her. Or us. Tabitha had better not try to have us arrested for trespassing.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about her calling the cops. I've snuck into the mines dozens of times and she's never called the cops on me.
That's because you two have a weird thing. I'm pretty sure Tabitha actively hates me. And believe me, the feeling is extremely mutual.
Well, what matters is that the gang's all here. We'll find Rosalina in no time.
Press on. I just don't want to leave them to go here on their own. The deeper you progress into the mine, the heavier the air becomes. Coal dust hangs in the thick clouds around you, even though this place was abandoned over a century ago. Jesus, it's cramped down here. Does anyone else's chest feel tight? I certainly can't say I'm one for dark and stuffy places. This seems much more suited for a cat if I do say so myself.
Yeah, abandoned mines are way more claustrophobic than people expect them to be. This one's real bad.
You know, because of the child miners, or should I say them, miners? Kanika visibly shudders. Okay, I'm not superstitious, but there's one way to make sure you get haunted is cracking jokes about dead child laborers while walking on their graves.
What can I say? I do my best to tempt the spirits wherever I go.
I actually snuck down here a few times to try and get some good footage, part of my ghost hunting phase. Jesus, Stella, the things you do for your viewers. Did you find anything?
I wish. If any place in Scarlet Hollow was actually haunted, it'd be this mine, hands down. But all I got was dust in my lungs and a couple of false alarms.
Stella pauses as a sound rushes overhead. Oh my god, what was that? The mine's gonna collapse. We're all gonna die down here, aren't we? Stella sighs longingly.
That's just how wind sounds down here.
You sound so disappointed.
It just brings back memories of my last foray in the depths. Every time I thought I had finally found a spooky ghost, there wound up being a very unghostly explanation. Like local wildlife, for instance.
Stella turns her flashlight upward towards an alcove overhead.
Say, what's the big deal? Yeah, we were sleeping here. Shut the light off, you nosy bastards.
I'm so sorry for my companions. Stella means well, I assure you.
These guys got me real good last time I was here alone.
I'm sure you're quite worried about me after my behavior last night, HeyAmarii, but let that interaction be assured that my temper is most wholly under control. I wouldn't dare venture away from the safety of my Stella's arms in a horrible place like this. Oh my god, there are bats down here? I'm gonna get rabies, aren't I? I'm gonna get rabies and die in a mine collapse.
You holding up okay, Neeks?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just a little on edge. Kanika stopped mid-sentence by a thunderous knock echoing from deeper in the mine. Okay, what was that? That was death. Of that I am certain.
That was... I have no idea what that was. Did that sound like knocking to you guys?
A hateful and broken presence stirs in the deep. It doesn't want you here. That was a warning. We have to move fast before something terrible happens here.
Whoa, you don't think it's a Tommyknocker, do you?
Okay, no. Tommyknockers are not real. They're not allowed to be real. Are you trying to give me a panic attack?
I'd love to spend some extra time poking around down here. Maybe it's got something to do with the mystery.
The three of you are interrupted by a second, much less distant sound of a can being popped open. Okay, now that wasn't Tommyknockers.
It came from this way. Follow me.
Okay, follow Stella. You and Kanika follow Stella further into the mine. You breathe a sigh of relief as the tight passage gives way to a small cavern. A group of teens turn and stare at you with annoyance. What the hell are you all doing in here?
The hell are you doing in here, you creeps? Are you stalking us? Yeah, creeps. I just said that, Alexis. If you want an echo, I'd yell into the Grand Canyon.
There's something terrible in this place that wants to be left alone. Get out of here before it leaves a mark on you.
Tell your creepy friend to leave us alone, General Store Lady.
Rosalina, your dad is worried sick about you. And if you ask me, he was right to worry. The hell would you be hanging out in an old mine? Why the hell would you think hanging out in an old mine would be a good idea? Is the Maxwell place not dangerous enough?
Because no one usually comes in here, duh. Everyone knows we hang out in the Maxwell place now. So we have to find a new hideout. Which you instantly found, so I guess we have to find an even more secluded place where we can just be ourselves. I can't believe your dad sent people to follow you, Rosalina. That's messed up. I think that qualifies as harassment. You're right, Becca. It is messed up. I don't need him telling me where I can be.
You could at least check in so he knows you're not dead. He loves you and worries about you. He's really not asking for much.
Don't you kids have school tomorrow anyways? It's fall break. And we're not kids. Yeah, we're teens.
Young pups these days, absolutely no respect for their elders. Are those canned strawberry margaritas? Where did you even get those? The teens avoid eye contact. Miles tries to melt into the cavern wall. Oh no, I know that isn't you, Miles. It had better not be you.
Yeah, whatever, it's me. What are you even doing here? Becca's right. Sounds to me like you're stalking and harassing and all that.
You're supposed to be minding the store.
It's not like anyone ever comes in on Tuesdays, and Mom's there, so it's fine.
Eyes dart uncomfortably around the cavern as Kanika tears into her brother. It's not fine. It's extremely not fine. Why do I always have to be the responsible one? Do you know what I would give to be as carefree as you? I left school so you would have a chance to live your life, and this is what you're doing with it? What would Dad think if he could see this, stealing booze from the family store to dick around in an abandoned mine? Dad's dead, Kanika, but if he were here, he'd be disappointed you wound up being such a bossy jerk. Who cares if we're having canned margaritas somewhere nobody's supposed to bother us? Can you at least do your underage drinking somewhere a little safer?
Oh, and what are you, an expert on mine safety? They only abandoned this place because there wasn't enough coal left to bother digging anymore. My dad told me, and he's an actual foreman at the continuous mining facility, so he knows what he's talking about.
Wait, I thought your dad was a charge hand.
No, Alexis, he got promoted last month and says his place is totally fine and we can hang out here anytime we want.
Correction, your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning.
What? Oh, shit. Oh, hey, Tabby.
Kanika sighs. It's probably for the best that she's here. Do none of you understand what a boarded up mine entrance is supposed to mean? It means it's closed, condemned, not fit for human use.
Oh, come on, this place was way sturdy. Check it out.
The teen with the beanie jumps up and slaps a strut in the ceiling.
Oh, was that the knocking we were hearing earlier? Oh my god, Zane, cut it out. You're embarrassing us. I'm so sorry for Zane's behavior. I don't think he realizes how extremely 8th grade it is to jump up and hit things. No offense, Rosalina. None taken. The other 8th graders are totally immature. Not like you, Rosalina. You're chill and smart too.
Enough. The damage is already done. Now leave. I'm tired of people in this town dragging my cousin headlong into danger. I can't believe I actually agree with Tabitha about anything. This is the worst place I've been in my entire life, and I would like to see the sun again before I die.
Oh, come on, guys. Maybe it's not a big deal. We used to do dangerous stuff all the time, and I still do dangerous stuff now. I mean, I don't like this particular situation, what with the whole ditchling thing, but outside of that, who are we to tell them where they can hang out?
I don't know who you think you are in this situation, Stella, but I own this mine. It is entirely within my rights to tell them to leave, much like it's entirely within my rights to tell you to leave. Was your lifetime ban from my mind's not clear enough message for you?
Hell yeah, Tabitha. Tear the sad 20-something to shreds. Hey, I'm defending you, and I'm not sad. Where'd you get that idea?
My Stella can't possibly be sad with me around. How absolutely rude. These pups need to learn some manners.
Running a clickbaity YouTube channel where you run around in the woods chasing nothing is extremely sad.
So she's sad, so what? Give it a few years and you'll be sad too. The passage of time is inescapable.
Look, we just want to give Rosalina a good time. Her home life sucks right now. Yeah, tell them about where you have to sleep, Rosalina. We've been living in the library for the past couple weeks. Dad says we can't stay at our house. They've got a hot plate and a couple cots in one of the back rooms. It's actually a pretty sick setup.
No, it isn't, Zane. Rosalina deserves better. Oh, no, this is about your house being haunted, isn't it? No. What in the fresh hell is this?
Oh my god, did my dad tell you that?
Actually, Pixel told me.
My cat? It's a long story. Bet he couldn't afford it anymore and he's lying to you to save face. What a coward.
Becca, I don't think you can, say that about other people's families. Isn't that, a bullying or something?
Shut up, Zane.
Oscar actually invited us to check it out when we saw him earlier. Today, it could make for a fun, non-abandoned coal mine-related activity. Just throwing that out there.
There's no ghost, Stella. It would be cool if there was, but Beck is right. I just wish he could be honest with me and tell me what's really going on. It's like he doesn't think I can handle it. Like, I'm still a little kid.
You are all children, and none of you realize how good you have it. Back in the day, each and every one of you would be pulling 12-hour shifts in this exact mine. If it weren't for child labor laws, the 5 of you might have some actual character.
Exactly. Rosalina's not that mature anyways. She still sleeps with stuffed animals.
That doesn't mean she's not mature. I still have pork chop, you know.
I rest my case.
Wait, what did you say about child labor? How do you know there isn't a ghost?
Ugh, why are all the adults in this town such weirdos? There is no ghost. There's no such thing as ghosts. Oscar is just lying.
Yo, what if we break in and ghost bust the place anyways, just to be sure?
Oh my god, Zane, you can't just ghost bust if there's no ghost.
Also, Rosalina lives there. She can't break into her own house. There's no ghost that you know of. I bet we could figure out how to bust it if it's actually real. And if it isn't real, well, problem solved. I'm getting confused by all these voices. Too many characters.
You know, Rosalina, you could always stay over at my house until Stella ghost busts your place. We have a finished basement with a pull-out couch. Why are we talking about this like it's a thing? It's not a thing. There's no ghost.
I don't care, and I can't believe I've wasted this much time trying to argue with children. I'm washing my hands of this and calling the cops. Feel free to leave before they show up. Hear that, Miles? We're leaving. I suggest the rest of you kids leave this empty mine before someone gets black lung or get crushed by rocks or meets any one of many terrible fates people tend to meet in abandoned mines. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. That wasn't me, I swear. Then what was it? Come on, Stella, don't you have a whole list of perfectly natural explanations for scary mine noises?
It's Tommy knockers, for sure. I know this isn't why we came down here, but we've got to check it out.
Stella.
I know, but weird stuff's been happening around here the past few days. What if this is our chance to get an actual solid lead? The stakes couldn't be higher.
Do you have no sense of self-preservation? I want you out of here, Stella.
Oh, come on, Tabby. You can come along too.
If you guys are going after something spooky, count me in. Nobody's going deeper into the mine. Nobody is staying in the mine. You're all leaving.
Please listen to Tabitha before my heart gives out. It'll be fun, Neeks.
It will not.
Oh, come on. Please, Stella, don't do it.
Wait a second. Where'd 3 of you run off to?
Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable. Wow, Kanika, maybe you weren't still scared of the dark or whatever. You would have noticed them sneak off. I noticed them sneak off and I've been zoning out the whole time we've been here. They must have squeezed through that child-sized tunnel.
Dang, I've always wondered where that goes. Never been able to get these hips through there.
It's probably for the best, dear. Stella, stop sneaking into my mines. Please, I'm literally begging you. If only all the tunnels down here were wide enough for adults, we could already be done with this little mess, but no. There just have to be remnants from a bygone era. Didn't you just talk about how child labor was the good old days a minute ago? I was trying to get you to leave my mine.
Becca's head pops out from the tunnel entrance. We are not about to let you come here and ruin our good time. The mine is safe. I've been here a million times. Yeah, if Becca says we're safe, we're totally safe. Whatever. Come on, you two. I know a cool spot this way.
Okay, I think I know where that tunnel rejoins the rest of the mines. I'll go look for them, and I want each and every one of you to take note of the fact that I'm doing that. If those idiots get themselves lost and die, I am not letting their families sue me to the ground.
Are you really... Are those really your priorities right now?
Yeah, do you have a problem with that? I want the rest of you out of my mine. Except for you, HeyAmarii. I'm not letting you out of my sight.
Yeah, sure. I could never fit in that tunnel anyways. They have crossed a barrier that I cannot, so my time here is up. But only because Stella promised me a ghost hunt tomorrow. Whatever, I still have to do my dailies anyways, and the service down here sucks. I will happily escort these 2 knuckleheads out.
No, you are not about to weasel your way into this, Stella.
Oh, come on, Tabby. I've been down here a ton. I could totally help out.
Tabitha sighs. There's no getting rid of you, is there? Fine. I won't waste my time arguing. Oh, here, we'll do the mystical one. I don't want to pick sides here. Whatever their beef is, whatever.
There's no way around it. It isn't just those kids. Something is calling to us from down below. Just creep them out some more.
Noted. Let's not linger any longer than we have to, shall we?
Want me to take Gretchen with me? I don't know if it'll be easier to cover more ground without her. I know it'll be... Oh, I don't know, yeah. Excuse me. I am a formidable and self-sufficient monster hunting companion. Yeah, that's probably for the best. I don't want a repeat of last night, and who knows if we'll have to do any climbing.
I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully soon.
For sure, we won't be long.
Cool. Can't wait to bust some ghosts tomorrow.
Kanika, Miles, and Zane head towards the entrance of the mines, leaving you, Tabitha, and Stella to find the remaining teens.
Alright, no dawdling. We should be able to catch up with him if we go this way.
You and Stella exchange a glance as Tabitha ventures forward. Venture deeper into the mine. As the 3 of you move deeper into the mine, you hear echoes of conversation bounce across the walls. Becca? Why are we doing this again? I thought you said Tabitha was, really cool. Why are you trying to get her all mad? We're doing this because Tabitha is really cool. She doesn't let anyone boss her around. So we can't just let her boss us around.
Aw, you hear that, Tabby? Someone thinks you're cool.
I can't believe she used to hang out with that nobody like Stella.
Oh.
Hey! I don't know, I think Stella's kinda cool. Her videos are really neat. Oh, come on, she doesn't even have a sponsor. What kind of YouTuber doesn't have a sponsor? I mean, not yet, but I'm talking with Meat Bryce, and I make plenty from ads and donations.
How does it feel to have a teen girl think you're cool, Tabitha? I feel nothing about it. The opinions of children don't interest me. I don't know, you're kind of hesitant there. You're reading into things that aren't there, Stella. Just because your livelihood revolves around what people think of you doesn't mean that I care what people think of me. Congratulations on your sponsor, though. Dang, Stella, Meat Rice? That's a big deal. They're on like every big podcast.
Thank you, thank you. It feels like a really big step for the channel. I just wish Becca hadn't said all those things she said tonight.
She's just mean. It had nothing to do with you. You've seen how she treated everyone tonight, except Tabitha.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm surprised you don't have thicker skin about this, Stella. You never struck me as someone who let other people's opinions bother you. If you did, I wouldn't have to try so hard to keep you off my property.
Well, I know you don't mean it.
Agree to disagree. I don't care about those two. Press on. You quietly press on. Another knock, closer, interrupts your thoughts, followed by another, followed by another. Is it just me, or is that knocking coming from the same direction as those kids? It's not just you.
Okay, that knocking is starting to freak me out. Calm down, Rosalina. It's just mind sounds. Did you guys see that? No, it was a shadow. There's no reason to get freaked out. I saw it. Shut up, there's nothing down here. Stop trying to scare me.
Are we sure the tunnel they went through is going to meet back up with us? Yes, I'm familiar with all of the old maps of this place. There should be a central chamber not too far from here where everything joins back up. Can't believe they're making us do this. They better get grounded when all this is said and done. As much as I appreciate the sentiment, I hope you're wrong. If they get grounded, it means people found out about this. I hate dealing with parents.
Look at the bright side, Amarii. If they didn't come down here, we'd have missed out on a golden opportunity to get spooked.
Tabitha glares at Stella. What did they see?
Tommyknockers.
It's not Tommyknockers. They're probably just jumping at their own shadows. You said it yourself, Stella. As soon as they get out of your sight, their bravado would vanish into a puff of smoke. It's probably just rocks falling somewhere deeper in the mine, which is also bad for obvious reasons. We're getting closer. Let's keep moving. As you progress deeper into the mine, the knocking grows more frequent. It's still distant, but is much louder than before. The tunnel ends abruptly in front of you. A century-old ladder is the only way forward. In the darkness beyond, you can still hear the echoes of terrified teens, their panicked arguing bouncing down the pitch-black corridors. The pit radiates rage, a white-hot anger. It hates you, but at the heart of it, you can sense something else. The quiet hum of a darker presence. The heart calls to you, desperate to be witnessed. And here we are. The tunnel they crawled through passes through the chamber below. It shouldn't be hard to find them once we get down there. I've never been this far in. Congratulations, Stella. You got what you wanted. Tabitha crawls up to the ladder and disappears over its ledge.
All right, let's do this.
Stella hoists herself over the edge and begins to climb down. Follow them down into the pit. You walk to the ladder and climb down.
I'm pretty sure this is the way back. Come on. Pretty sure? I thought you'd been down here before. Okay, maybe I didn't get this far in, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I definitely remember the way out. Hurry, I don't want to be down here anymore. I think it was actually this way. Oh, shut up. No one ever even wanted to come with us anyway. Becca.
Yep, they're close all right. Good thing they're so damn loud. It sounds like they're really lost. The voices around you, those of the teens and companion, sound odd, distant. Step forward. There is something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it. Walk towards it. You don't hear it, but you could feel it in your chest. A desperate need to perceive and be perceived. Wrap yourself in the darkness of the pit.
Hey, are you alright, Amarii?
Bear witness. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there. Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Ah! You said you wouldn't use this shipment. You know it's compromised. We couldn't afford to wait on new wood, Charles. We had to go ahead with it. It's still sturdy enough. It'll get the job done.
Amarii? Amarii, are you alright? Oh, thank God you're alive. It looked like he had a seizure or something, and then you and Tabby just conked out.
I'm fine. Ugh.
You can barely open your eyes. You're not fine. Neither of you move a muscle. I don't want you straining yourselves while you're still recovering from whatever that was. I'm gonna get you both some help. I'll be back soon, I promise. Don't die on me, alright?
Okay, why is she leaving? You fade back out of consciousness as your companion clambers out of the pit, intent on your rescue. You raise up on your elbows, head still swimming from the visions. Your surroundings come back into focus. Your heart throbs as the knocking continues, now magnitudes more intense than ever. Through it, you once again hear the panicked voices of bickering teenagers echoing down the stone corridors.
Becca, you're just gonna get us more lost. It's this way. If you're so unsure, why don't you just leave? I can't believe I let Alexa talk me into inviting you in the first place. Becca, I'm just trying to help. I said go. Okay, I will. Alexa, you don't have to go with her, you know that, right? Pick a side, Alexis. I'm sure Becca knows where we're going. She wouldn't just lie. Sorry, Rosalina.
The increasingly desperate voices of the teens are drowned out by the thunderous knocking. You can practically feel the ground shake beneath. You can almost see the walls vibrate with the intensity of the hellish sound. God, that knocking is not helping my headache. What the hell just happened? Both of us were shown the dark truth of this place. The sins that were committed, the deaths that followed. There's got to be fumes or something down here. It's an old mine. These places are death traps. We probably just hallucinated. How can you be sure? Look, this kind of thing happens in mines sometimes, especially when there's bad ventilation. Stop being weird. We're leaving. Rosalina appears in the passage to your left. She's out of breath and it looks like she's been crying.
I'm so sorry I snuck off like that. I just wanted Alexa to think I was cool.
The entire cavern shakes with the sound of rockfall. I don't know what the hell is up with this knocking, but that is the sound of a mine collapse. Quick, up the ladder, both of you.
Wait. Becca and Alexis are still down here. There, you can't just leave them here. I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise.
Do you have a death wish, little girl? This isn't a movie. The best we can do to help those girls right now is to not be buried alive ourselves. Yeah, we're gonna take Rosalina and leave because we can come back and search for them after this crazy mine. And Becca was not very nice girl anyways. Take Rosalina and leave. You reach towards Rosalina. Rosalina, I'm so sorry, but there's nothing we can do about this. People who know what they're doing can go back for them after we're all safe.
What if they don't make it? What if this is the only chance we have to help them?
They already crossed that bridge. You can cross it too if you want. I don't care. Rosalina hesitates for a moment.
Alexis, Becca, the way out is this way. If you just follow my voice, you'll be able to make it out. Okay, let's go.
She grabs your hand and the two of you start climbing. This way, come on. Your cousin moves with the kind of swiftness you'd expect from someone who spent her entire working life in and around coal mines.
Becca, Alexis, can you still hear me?
The knocking drowns out Rosalina's desperate shouts as the three of you crawl closer and closer to the entrance.
I'm so sorry I left you guys.
It's deafening now, as if someone were trying to break through the walls with fists of iron. Continue towards the entrance. Where is Stella? You continue to push forward, your burning muscles giving way to pure adrenaline. Then comes the sound of splintered wood. You pick up the pace. The entrance is so close.
I'm so sorry.
Push through. And there it is. Freedom. The three of you manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down.
Alexis!
Do you think the other two... Maybe they got out. It's possible, right? Maybe there's another entrance or something.
Or maybe they're still alive in there?
Oh God.
I'm so sorry.
Rosalina, are you okay? Your dad is on the way. He should be here any minute.
I'm so sorry.
I'm going back to camp. I'll be back with some men. And they can start digging.
I'll call Earl.
It takes a bit of time, but eventually Tabitha arrives with men and a machine to start digging through the rubble. You, Stella, and Kanika are afforded a quiet moment to yourselves as the others get to work. Do you think Becca and Alexis are okay?
There were survivors in the last collapse.
At least Rosalina is safe. Thank God. If you and Tabby didn't pull Rosalina out when you did, all might have wound up buried down there. I think you did the right thing. The entities in the mines. Oops. Wait, why did it click it? Oh. I saw something down there. Yeah, I saw something down there. Like the shadows of dead miners. They were right behind you just before you left. Did you not see them? Whoa, I didn't see anything other than the two of you and that carving. That's super weird. I don't want to doubt what you experienced, but you were deep in a dark abandoned coal mine. You might have just been primed to see things. You know, now that I think about it, that totally fits the profile of some of the Tommyknocker stories. What if they're actually bona fide ghosts? Oh, Stella. Everything that happened down there were centered around the main chamber, where I saw that carving. Stella showed me a photo. Weird stuff. Maybe you weren't entirely off base about the cult stuff you mentioned earlier today, but this thing felt old. Are you sure those were Tommyknockers? Depends on what you mean by sure. If anyone's really sure of anything... Is anyone really sure of anything? They fit the description pretty well, and I don't know what else they'd be. I have no idea what happened in there. I need to do some reading on mind collapses, I guess. Ditchlings. Something tells me that this was only the beginning of our ditchling problem. I can't imagine how much worse this could get. This is all still a little too magic for me. Just because 2 bad things have happened doesn't mean there's a pattern, right? Your vision. There was a stone carving in the wall of that pit that showed me what happened to this place. Charles' saw was set up. Oh wait, there was a stone carving on the wall of that pit. It gave me some sort of vision. I saw what happened to this place. The Scarlets caused the old collapse. Charles' saw was set up. No way. Dude was a monster. I mean, the Scarlets were monsters too. They still are. What am I saying? I don't believe in visions. Whatever you saw was probably just auto-suggestion. I don't know, Neeks. You were down there. Amarii and Tabby had like simultaneous seizures next to a creepy stone carving. It was like something out of a movie. Just because they passed out or had seizures doesn't mean it wasn't auto-suggestion. What happens now? Hey guys, I don't think she's quite ready to talk just yet. What happened down there? No, I don't want to say that. That's gonna make you feel bad. Yeah, let's focus on the good. Rosalina made it out of there because she stood up for herself. You should be proud. She's a good kid, Oscar. Thanks. There's something terrible in that mine. I think it was Tommy knockers. I can't believe they're actually real. But I got some audio of the knocking on my phone. They must have been furious that we went down there. This is all my fault. She's been so angry with me. If I'd just been able to provide more stability, she wouldn't be doing things like this, putting herself in danger. Have you met the kids Rosalina hangs out with? Yeah, Rosalina lived here since she was 2. She basically grew up with them. They're a little older than her, and yeah, they get into some trouble, but I didn't think that they were bad kids or anything. They're always so polite to me, especially that Alexis. Gosh, that poor girl. Always acting like a dog somebody had kicked. Now she's in there. It's not right. It's gonna be okay, Oscar. None of them deserve this. It's not fair that such bad things can happen to kids so young. Just not fair. I don't wanna... This is gonna make him feel bad. I don't wanna... I made sure of that. I made sure of that. It's... no, remain silent. I think Rosalina's been trying to get away... Wait, hey, why'd you say it? That's a rude thing to say. Fine, the whole haunted house situation. I can't say I blame her. You have to understand that I'm not making it up. There's something in that house. We believe you, Oscar. I couldn't let it hurt her, and since I don't know how to get rid of it, I set up a back room at the library for us. Just until I could figure out how to fix things. I know she hates it, but I thought it would be better for her. Instead, I just drove her away, staying with her friends, not checking in. Now this. It's all because of that house. And because of me. Because I haven't been able to fix this. I just wish she could understand. I'll put the spirits to rest. We can perform a seance tomorrow night. Yeah! We'll do whatever it takes, Oscar. Okay, I'm into. Thanks, guys. That really means a lot. I shouldn't have kept this to myself, but I was so afraid of seeming ridiculous.
Dad, you must be so mad at me.
Oh no. Oh, Rosa, no. Of course I'm not mad at you.
Do you think that maybe they got out? Maybe there's another exit somewhere.
Rosalina.
I should have pushed back harder. I knew the way out. I should have made them come with me. I just don't want them to be dead. I'm so sorry, Dad.
You don't have to be sorry. You're alive and you're safe.
We couldn't have gone back for them, right? We wouldn't have made it out if we went back.
No, you're right. We wouldn't have made it out if we went back for them.
They don't deserve to be down there. Why should I have made it out when they didn't?
This isn't about what people deserve, Rosa. You have no idea how grateful I am that you're still here.
It's not fair, Dad. It's not fair.
I know, Rosa. I know. But I think the best thing you can do for your friends right now, until we get them out of there, is to enjoy the life you have. I know I haven't made this easy for you. I know you've been frustrated with the choices I've made, but I'm gonna do what it takes to move us back into our house. We're gonna have a good life again, Rosa. I'm so sorry I didn't do this sooner. I'm sorry this is what it took.
Dad. We're on the case.
We'll be okay, I promise. I'm gonna take her home. I guess we'll see the three of you tomorrow. Thank you, Amarii. You have no idea how much I appreciate what you did for Rosalina. As Oscar and Rosalina leave, your cousin exhaustedly saunters over to you. All right, Amarii, my men are set up to start digging. Let's go home and get some rest. Now hold on a minute, Miss Scarlet. Mind if we have a quick word with your cousin, Miss, in private? Okay, fine. Just make it quick and don't you dare try and pull anything on her. She did nothing wrong here. Ladies, I'm afraid that means you too. Don't you need to talk to us? We witnessed this too. Oh, sure, but that can wait. We know where to find y'all. What a coincidence running into you two nights in a row. This is my colleague, Deputy Derrickson. Pleased to meet you, Amarii. Apologies for my absence yesterday. It was my special bowling night. You see, a man has to have his me time. But I was briefed in the events of last night, even though we're still not sure if what went on could be considered a crime. Duke has been missing since then, though we've found neither hide nor hair of him. Could be he's just on an extended hunting trip. Wouldn't be the first time he's done something like this. I was told the footage showed his supposed body, but we couldn't get that camera working, so no way to confirm until we track him down. Now, I understand both of these were terribly unfortunate accidents that had nothing to do with you being in the area, but as officers of the law, you have to understand that we get a little suspicious when we see the same face multiple times in a row. And, we have to ask, what exactly were these teens doing in a shuttered mine owned by your family? And why were you down there with them? Gotta understand where we're coming from. 2 kids, 15 and 14, are buried alive down there. Maybe they're dead. And you were on the premises. Whether or not that was merely coincidence remains to be seen, but we've got to do our diligence here. I'll get to your questions, but we also need to talk about the man that's been stalking me. His name is Sam Wayne, and he used to work at the mines here. That seems an awful lot like deflection to me, wouldn't you say so, Earl? This is a nice town. People don't go about stalking strangers in these parts. Can you at least just take a description? Fine. Derrickson scribbles down your description of Wayne. You watch too many movies. Now can you tell us what happened down here? We saw some teens sneak into an abandoned mine, so we went after them. Of course, very noble of you. Pardon our questions, just trying to gather all the facts, you see. Just being thorough. Our duty as officers of the law. Well, if there's nothing more you can tell us, I suppose we'll let you go and about your evening, but we may be in touch. Have a good one. Deputy Derrickson tips his hat to you. The 2 officers wander back towards the mine, Derrickson taking notes as they examine the scene. You make your way towards Stella and Kanika.
I just can't believe 2 nights in a row. Is it my fault, Meeks?
Stella, no, this is just an awful coincidence. It's not your fault.
Oh hey, guess the cops are done with you? Are they gonna take you in for being present at an accident?
Sorry if they gave you a hard time. Small town cops, you know?
Always blame everything on drifters, even acts of God, I guess.
Excellent, you didn't get arrested. Now come on, let's get back to the estate. I'd like to get some rest before I have to deal with the fallout of everything that happened tonight.
I'll see you tomorrow, okay, HeyAmarii?
Excuse me, Just stop trying to get my cousin killed, Stella. Come on, let's go.
Tabitha starts walking to her car, pulling you by your arm. I'll text you when we're back. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You try to keep an eye on the surrounding wilderness as she drives, wary of what may lurk behind the tree line. Sorry about today. Tabitha doesn't answer. I'll drop it. No, this makes the sorry just like not a sorry. Drop it. You drop it. Tabitha's eyes remain fixated on the road. Do you think Becca and Alexis are okay?
We won't know for days at the earliest. Their parents should have kept tighter reins on them. I never got into any trouble like this when I was a teen, and I have Perlane to thank for it. Hated it at the time, but that strictness paid off. Ugh, what am I telling you this for?
You can tell me stuff. I'd like to know more about you. About Perlane, for that matter.
Maybe later this week. I don't have the energy to get into it right now, but I think I'd like that.
I don't want to... No, that's terrible. I'm not going to say any of those things. The parents are... I mean, they could be, but it's not right to comment on that. Remain silent. You remain silent.
I've got to focus on the road.
No, I don't. Write in silence. She wants to focus on the road. I said my sorry. I talked about the other 2 girls that are trapped down there. Don't push Tabitha, because all of these... I don't want to ask her... Oh, actually, I should ask, how are you holding up? Yeah, check in on her. How are you holding up?
Poorly, but I'd really rather we didn't get into it.
Okay, there. I checked up on her. Now we write in silence. Your eyes wander back to the tree line as you and Tabitha slink into silence. You once again cross the threshold into the estate, the musty stench of the decaying mansion greeting you with its undertones of mildew and wood rot.
Well, this day was a lot more stressful than it needed to be. I'm sure it's the precursor to a horrifically stressful week. I'm going to bed. I suggest you do the same. Thanks for calling me about those kids, by the way. It was unexpected. You should have waited for me. I'm too tired to argue. I'll see you in the morning.
Tabitha turns and makes her way up the stairs, her posture defeated. Turn in. You head up to your room to turn in. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. Your phone buzzes on the table. Y'all, these are those things, right? Kanika sends a picture of a pair of ditchlings by the side of the road.
I saw them again too.
Another picture, this time of them staring from the tree. What the... WTF? These things are definitely not hairless monkeys or raccoons or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. I guess there's more of them being here than the mine. I guess there's more of them being here that the mine collapsed.
No way I'm sleeping tonight.
You think about looking out the guest room window, but at this point, you're too exhausted to leave your bed. The adrenaline from the evening is finally wearing off, replaced by a creeping exhaustion that threatens to overwhelm you. Your limbs feel heavy, your eyelids slip down over your eyes as you stare down at the ominous pictures on your phone. If it weren't for the pit of dread bawling in your stomach, you would almost feel comfortable. As you settle in between the covers, your tired bones sinking into the decrepit mattress. When you close your eyes, your thoughts drift to Alexis and Becca, terrified and alone, if not already dead. Your eyes shoot back open, your heart pounding as the door to your room swings open. Just the cat. It's always just the cat. Don't read into this. The woman kicked me out. Just want a warm place to sleep. It's nice to see another living being, even one as unfriendly as Tabitha's cat. The comfort of her presence sets your mind at ease, and you finally slip into a deep sleep. And that wraps up episode 2. Thank you everyone for watching. We will continue on with episode 3 next time. Until then, take care everyone.